Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie. On this episode of CD Junkie, I'm not going to be talking about CDs. Well, I mean, indirectly, I probably will be talking about CDs, but not really. You know, this is a show that I like to sort of encourage people to go out and purchase music, you know, to bring that joy into their household. But I'm talking about something much different. It's very much music related. I'm actually going to be reviewing a show, not the whole show because that would take forever. But I am going to be talking about the 50th anniversary All-Star celebration of the Nuggets compilation, which was presented by the Wild Honey Foundation, Lenny Kaye, and Rhino Records. This experience, I mean, it can't be called anything but an experience, took place on May 19th, 2023 at the Alex Theater in Glendale. And there are many words that come to my mind when I think about the show. It's been a couple days since I saw the show, and I've attempted this video twice, but each time I always found that I was talking about the experience more than this concert. And that's probably what I'm going to be doing here, because two words come to mind. Magic, first off, because everybody knows that I feel that music is magic. And the musicians are also magicians. They create something that just transforms us, transforms our souls, our hearts, our minds. And I believe that everybody involved in this project are magicians and fabulous musicians and fabulous people. The other word that comes to my mind when I think about the show is exceptional. And that's not just pertaining to the show itself, which was an exceptional, mind-blowing, heart-moving experience, but it's also made by exceptional people, created by exceptional people. And we're talking people starting from the people in the audience. Now, of course, I'm not referring to myself as exceptional. I'm referring to the people around me. Walking into the venue, you know, there in the little courtyard before you get into the lobby, there was such an excitement, an electricity, a feeling of joy happening. And you can feel that. You know, I'm a guy, you know, I'm an emotional listener. So, you know, I always try to be in tune with what's going on around me, you know, whether it's music I'm listening to or, the people that I'm with. And everything turns into an experience. And this was one heck of an experience. It not only featured some famous names, but it also featured cream of the crop of LA musicians, essentially the Wild Honey Orchestra. And this is made up of all volunteers. Everybody who played the show, all volunteers. And incredible. You know, I have to preface this by saying that some of these people are my friends. I mean, I know them personally, but I think of these people as exceptional, as people, as musicians. And this was an extremely moving experience. I'm going to have to refer to this to touch on a few main things, but I will tell you that beforehand, before the show, I got to meet one of my musical heroes, which is R. Stevie Moore. He was not performing, but he was there to experience this, and it was fantastic. I've been a fan of R. Stevie for 40 years, and we've communicated. He knows that I'm a fan of his, and this is the first time we met, and it was incredible because he's such a kind person. And I met a lot of my great friends. I got to drive up with my friend Kathy, who invited me to the show. With my anxiety, normally I would say no, but I thought, well, this is going to be kind of a special show. And we got to ride up with my brother. I got to see Teresa Cowles, who is my brother's girlfriend. She was part of the Wild Honey Orchestra, and it was so wonderful that she came out to say hi. Mike Simmons, Sparkle Jets UK, wonderful guy. Before the show, I saw Rick Hromadka from Maple Mars, who's a great guy. So many wonderful people. I met Barbara Manning. If anybody knows who Barbara Manning is, fantastic. I was in the presence. I was close by David Nolte from the group The Last. I mean, he's moved on from The Last, obviously, but The Last is one of the albums that really changed my life. But this show was amazing. It's hard to put it in words because, first off, as I said, everybody was a volunteer, and it was so moving to see so many people up on stage doing the show for the Wild Honey Foundation. And this is a benefit show for the Autism Healthcare Collaborative. I'm going to put a link in the description box so you can either go donate or check out what this is all about. But it's moving because everybody comes together, and I'm just going to go through this real fast, and I'm going to tell you some of the high points. Every artist was a high point. I'll tell you that much. And then I'll tell you some of the other folks that I managed to say hi to or talk to. Some of my favorite performers on the show. I mean, every performer is great. Mike Stacks, Cindy Lee Berryhill, the Paley brothers. It was their first performance together in however many years, and it was incredible. I was in the same room as the Paley brothers. And, if you're a pop music fan, you're going to know who the Paley brothers are. Just a really, incredibly moving 2.5, 3 minutes. It was fantastic. But also Ron Dante, the voice of the Archies. Everybody knows Ron Dante. That was amazing. He did Romeo and Juliet, which is, of course, a great song. Peter Case from the Plimsolls and, of course, solo career, he did a version of Lies by the Knickerbockers. Now, all these bands that I'm talking about, they're backed by the Wild Honey Orchestra. And that's this collaborative of all these fantastic LA musicians, from Jim Laspisa, Ronnie Barnett, Teresa Cowles, like I told you, Nelson Bragg, just so many people, Mike Simmons, Darian. It boggles the mind how talented these people are and how giving they are of their time and of their talents. But Billy Vera did a great version of The Remains' Don't Look Back. Lenny Kaye, did a song Crazy Like a Fox, and he also did Pushing Too Hard, which is great to hear live. It was just wonderful. Peter Zaremba from the Fleshtones, he came out and did 3 songs. And that was fantastic. In fact, in between shows, I walked up to him and just stuck out my hand and said, thank you. And he goes, oh, that deserves a hug, or, something like that. And so I got a hug from Peter Zaremba, who's, a legend in my mind. I also had a chance to talk to John Easdale, who's a friend of mine, John Easdale from Dramarama. And I promised John we will get together with Jim Rowe, all 3 of us, and sit around and talk shop. But so many great people. Mike Peters from The Alarm with Wayne Kramer from the MC5 came out and did Baby Please Don't Go. Now, here's a really, really, really bad thing is we had come out, and like I said, I talked to John Easdale, I talked to Peter Zaremba, so many great people, and they didn't blink the lights to tell us that the next set was starting. So my friend Mike Simmons, my friend Teresa Cowles, they're up on stage performing Sit Down, I Think I Love You with Susanna Hoffs and Weird Al Yankovic on accordion. And this is the moment that I had been waiting for. And like I said, they didn't blink the lights, and I'm so bummed. I've seen the video online, and it's beautiful. It's wonderful. From what all I've heard is Weird Al Yankovic is a wonderfully nice guy. Tom Kenny from SpongeBob, he came out and did Run, 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 which is a Third Rail song. Elliot Easton from the Cars played with him on that. Evie Sands, oh my gosh. Okay, we all love Evie Sands. But she came out and she did My World Fell Down, which is the Sagittarius song, and it was wonderful. She also did a song called An Invitation to Cry as well. Susanna Hoffs came back out again, and she did I Want Candy. Of course, that's the Strangelove song. A lot of people know that as a Bow Wow Wow. The 3 O'Clock, fantastic. They came out and did a Nas song called Open My Eyes. Another great thing was Johnny Eccles from Love came out and did 7 and 7 Is with John Easdale from Dramarama. Carla Olson and Kathy Valentine. By the way, Peter Buck and Scott McCaughey from the -5, of course, Peter Buck from REM, they came out and they played on a couple songs, and it was just incredible. At the very end of the show, everybody came out and they did Gloria. But here's the thing. Everybody was exceptional. The performers, the guys from the Leaves came out and did Hey Joe. It's just amazing. You're in this room and you're watching this happen, and my mind's not processing it right away. My mind's going, hey, yeah, that's cool. It took another day or so before I just go, wow, I was in the room with all these people. I know this is kind of an unconventional review. I'm approaching it more of a personal way because that's kind of how I deal with things on my channel. I try to get down to the emotional core of things, and hopefully that touches people more than just me going, hey, this is really cool. I got to say hello to many of my friends there, like Doug McGuire from Mod Hippie. I went to high school with him. So I've known Doug for, however many years, 45 years or something. It was incredible. Like I said, my brother was there. He was not performing. A gentleman by the name of Joel Valder. I met him for the first time. He was really instrumental in, along with a gentleman by the name of Armando Garcia, in helping me figure out what I was going to do with, when my computer crashed a few months back. And those two are, again, exceptional people, because kindness is in short supply these days. So when you come across people that are kind, people that are giving, people that give of their talent, that volunteer for a cause, it's an emotional experience. And then I figured out while talking to Joel that, I met Joel like 20, 30 years ago when he used to play drums for the Shambles. And so, I thought that was cool. There's so many people I met. My friend Kathy's friend, Ronnie. I felt nothing but absolute just joy at this show. There's nobody fighting, nobody acting like, hey, yeah, they're cool and hip. And it was just an incredibly emotional experience. And I think sometimes when people talk about going to a concert, they skip over that emotional part, because maybe some people don't want to talk about the emotions. But, I have no problem talking about it. As my viewers know, I will talk about things and how they affect me emotionally. And this was an exceptionally moving performance. Now, the Wild Honey Foundation and the Wild Honey Orchestra, they put on a show every year. I've seen the White Album performed in its entirety with a whole bunch of different people coming out and doing their songs. All these wonderful performers. I mean, sometimes, I have to pinch myself. I know Jim Laspisa. I know Darian. I know Ronnie Barnett. I know Teresa. These are people that I talk to. These people are my friends, but I still hold them in high esteem because of the people that they are. I care about these people, and to know that these people are up there giving themselves for a cause and exuding that joy, and the audience is just drinking it all in, just taking it all in. It's just an astounding experience. It's magic and it's exceptional. I know that I'm leaving out people that I talk to, and I don't mean to do that, but I didn't write down notes. I'm doing this top of my head. Now, I will tell you a few things that did happen. That was my brush with fame. During Gloria, I thought that I'd leave my seat a little bit early because with my bad knees, I'm slower getting down the stairs. So, of course, I'm thinking I don't want to cause a log jam when everybody's trying to leave. So I thought I'd leave a few minutes earlier and just go stand down in the lobby. So I went down, and as I hit like the last couple steps, Weird Al walks by. And one of my friends, Frank Thomas, another exceptional human being, he went to college, so he knows Weird Al. So I wanted to talk to Weird Al about Frank, but I didn't want to track Weird Al, stop him, because he was trying to avoid the crowds, I think. But like I said, anyone who met him backstage, they said he was one of the nicest guys in the business. And as I'm standing outside and I'm talking to my friend Kathy, maybe my brother was out there by then, maybe Joel was out there. We were just talking after the show, and out comes walking Peter Buck. He's probably 7 to 10 feet from me, and he's just carrying his 2 guitars, and he's, just walking by, enjoying himself. He didn't act like he was all, like, don't bother me, I was an REM. It was just a musician walking out, and I almost tracked him down to tell him thank you for all the music, but I thought whatever. But anyway, let's get back to backstage. Some people have said, well, your brother went backstage, and you're friends with Ronnie, and you're friends with Jim, and your stuff like that. That doesn't matter. I'm not entitled to anything. I mean, I was honored just to be there. I thank my friend Kathy for inviting me. I thank all the people that were kind enough to talk with me. It's just incredible. Just an amazing experience. And that's, I think, really what this whole music thing is all about, is a community. And there are some supposed communities here on YouTube, and, I respect those, but I don't think there's anything that I've experienced that's quite as giving and caring, apart from, my friends in Texas and my pop night buddies down here in California. I don't think I've ever experienced something of this magnitude where it was such a positive energy, and it was amazing, and it was truly a wonderful thing to experience. And I'm sorry that I'm not getting into the minute details, and there's so many other great artists that performed. I'm just trying to let you know kind of what I experienced and what you could experience next time the Wild Honey Foundation puts on a show. It's just really wonderful. This is all, and I'm sorry I'm leaving people out, that I talked with. Just know that I'm in awe. I wanted to thank everybody involved, from the top, Paul Rock, down to the people selling merch. It was amazing. It was just incredible. And no, when I say merch, I'm not going to mention that Ski Lodge has merch. Ooh, that was subtle. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all. And sorry this went on too long, but when I start talking about music, man, you can't shut me up. Thank you, everybody, for watching this video. Thank you, you magicians, you musicians, you exceptional people in my life, exceptional people on that stage. Absolutely wonderful. And I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, to ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the Nuggets Junkie.